There it is.
Okay.
That's me.
Which one's me? Mine's
Wait,
way
that's
better.
weird. Oh, it must be picking me up in your microphone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when we were talking about the headphones and stuff.
You know what you
Want me to go in the other room?
No. You know what you remind me of right now?
Wow.
What
Sweaty
was it?
balls?
No, it was
Sweaty balls.
was Vince Vaughn was in a movie. Did you see Four Christmases?
Yeah.
Okay. At one point they get busted at the airport or something, and then all of a sudden the camera goes on him and he gets all nervous. He did what you just did. He goes, "Hi, we're just good." That's exactly
I didn't see that enough to
all
know.
right, let's stop and see how it sounds. All right, we're on again.
Well, it doesn't feel like we were just gone for 25 minutes.
That we what?
We were gone for 25 minutes.
All right, let's. What are we going to talk about? One of the topics I do want to talk about because it really pisses me off is the HP printer thing. I think that's pretty insane, don't you think?
We have to tell you a story.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay, so
That should be a crime.
I don't think it should be legal,
That's what I'm saying.
but it must be because HP is a pretty big company.
They can get away with it.
So the scoop is, I have an HP printer, and when I installed it, it's a Wi-Fi printer, and when I installed it, it asked me if I want to be a part of their like ink replacement program. So I said yes, and supposedly it will check the monitors, monitor my computer or the printer, and then tell me when I need ink, and then will ship me the ink. So to set it up,
Sound like you said shit me the ink.
so to do it, you need to give your mailing information, credit card information, whatever. So I do it. I don't really use enough of it.
That's your first problem.
What?
Give your credit card
I know you don't like to do that. I don't know you like to do that, but I don't know. I give it everywhere. I think credit cards companies are pretty good in terms of if there's a bad charge, they give it to you right back. I wouldn't give my bank card to someone.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
So I submit it, and we don't really use it all that much. But 6 months later, my credit card had expired. I didn't know that, and I was under the gun to print something, like all of a sudden, and I go to print, and the HP app on my computer comes back and says, "You are not allowed to print until you update your credit card information."
It's not right.
So there's a printer,
So your printer
that's
is shut down.
in my
You
home
couldn't bypass
office
it. You couldn't do anything. You just
Nothing.
can't print.
because my credit card information was on file for them to. And no, here's the deal. I don't even think they were sending
It expired, right?
No,
And you
right,
didn't
but they weren't
re-enter
even
it.
sending me ink. In other words, I hadn't run out of ink. They just said your card's expired.
Oh, so you didn't need ink. They just
Didn't even need
realized your
ink.
card expired.
Couldn't even print it
They
out.
shut you down in case you do.
I mean, that's like brutal.
funny. So now what don't you buy again for a printer next time?
HP, but I do like the printer. I had Canons before that, and I do like the printer, but that just seems ridiculous to me. Hopefully, other people have experienced the same thing, and perhaps
How big were the cannons?
big? How big were they? Same size, same size as the HP.
Okay.
What else do we want to talk about? Want to talk about your dog and what your
Zeus?
dog does?
What doesn't he do?
Because it might be a new segment on
No,
our
I
show,
know.
correct?
No, Zeus is wonderful. He's a Pomsky, but mostly husky.
Mm-hmm.
He's full of
3/4
energy.
husky.
Yeah, we did the DNA thing.
Yep.
Now he can't commit a crime or he's in trouble.
So his grandfather or grandmother was a
I think his mom was a husky.
okay,
It-
100%.
But my
husky.
other dog, Zeb, is like generation 3.
50-50.
So he's like 50-50.
Yeah.
And this
And
one-
I've seen the dogs, and there is a difference in size.
Oh, yeah, he's like 40 pounds right now.
Are the
And he's
poops
still a
different
puppy.
in size?
He's got bigger poop.
Okay.
And he
Because
shits-
Nala's
and
got
he
a bigger
shits.
poop than Finley, and they're both the same type of dog.
Yeah.
Sorry
He,
to.
he actually eats shit, too, so that's good. He does everything that you don't want
that's-
a dog to do.
But that's. I mean, I guess technically that is part of the segment, but it's more.
Oh, no,
it's
he
less
destroys
about that.
it.
It's
No,
more
no,
about
no.
what's in your house.
Right. Or what gets destroyed in and around my house. namely, I don't know, anything. And the couch, the wood, the cabinets.
Yeah. Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, he's a puppy. So,
True.
And he has
But
a
you've
lot
had
of
puppies
energy.
before. Have they?
Well, they go through a phase, but he can't. The other two are crate trained. He can't be crate trained. He has some sort of separation anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So when we put him in the crate, even though we feed him there and we try to make him
By the
comfortable,
way, this is kind of funny because you and I have already talked about
Yeah.
this. But the rest of the world doesn't.
But I'm
know
just
this.
saying, we make it like Shangri-La in there. It's beautiful. It's everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and but when you put him in there even for half an hour, when you go out just to test it, he rips everything apart, shits in there on purpose. I don't even think he has to shit, and he shits in there on purpose just to.
Now, you think he
That's
does
to
it
make
on
a point.
purpose? Like, how dare you leave me here? Or that's just what his body's doing?
The vet says he has separation anxiety.
Right, but is that okay?
So, we have someone that comes and watches him a couple times a day, but home a lot.
Do you
But
want to use your wife's name in this?
Yen's home a lot.
Yen.
Yen's
Well,
home
that's
a lot.
actually that's a good question. How real do we get? We talk about our dogs.
I would say my wife or my
And
kids,
daughter.
or my daughter, or my
Right.
son,
Yeah.
or my
All right, we'll learn.
my crate. I could say Zeus. Zeus is okay.
I think dogs are. We can do dogs.
Zeus will be out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Zeus
So-
and Zeb have their own
Okay.
Instagram.
They do.
They really do.
And they have like way more followers than us.
Yeah, right now, yeah. Zeb has 100.
I like that. I like that attitude. Like
Cool.
someday we're gonna have more than
Yeah.
your dogs.
Well, I'll just hook onto theirs. So at least we'll get theirs. And then we'll see what happens from there.
I think that's the way social media works. So hopefully.
I'm
By the
not
way,
sure.
this is a good plug. We're on 5 different social media platforms. I don't know if we've
Which ones?
created any content for it.
Which ones?
We are on Twitter/X. I kind of refuse to call it X. I'd rather call it Twitter. We are on Instagram, TikTok. That's one of your favorite platforms. Although I have no idea how
I don't have TikTok. I'm like Bill Belichick.
Okay.
I don't have TikTok. I don't have
then
Facebook.
when you send texts of all those things, how do you find them if you don't have
Instagram.
them?
Those
So you have Instagram.
I have Instagram. Yeah. I like Instagram.
Is
I
that
got
more
on
of
the
like
rails.
our age thing?
Our age thing is like a radio with a dial.
Commodore
buddy.
64.
Yeah. I like Instagram. I like watching the rails. They make me laugh.
No, you come up with like, what do? You just Google search something funny and then it
No, I
pops
think
up?
if you even pause on something, it shows you more of what you pause on.
Okay.
So
I got you.
so
So
mine has
it's learning.
basically
The algorithm's learning.
right. So mine has like sport, like hockey, like good hockey fights, a lot of hockey fights.
Got it.
Football hits,
Yep.
women in bikinis or whatever,
Whatever.
and
We can edit that out.
some alien shit. You know, like
Wait, what did you say?
some alien stuff.
Oh, okay.
Once in a while. I never like anything because I don't like if sometimes I'm falling asleep and I like hit the button with like my finger because I'm falling
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, and then I get
You know who's like that? Have you ever my kid was showing me something at one time, and I started like fumbling. He goes, "Dad, don't!"
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah, you can't.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I didn't even know that I could do something."
Yeah, like I got something like I don't know, like car accidents, and I don't want to see car accidents.
No.
I don't want to see it, and
Well-
I must have like fell asleep, and like my nose
Now-
must have hit it.
Now hold on. You say that, and yet I am reminded of something you sent maybe like 3 weeks ago. The kid on the security footage. at the
That
mall.
wasn't a car accident. That was
No,
Michael
but that
Jackson.
was disturbing.
No, that was nice.
And, like you say that he moves in the end. I think he like.
Oh, the kid
I think
that.
that was his final.
Oh, you talking about the kid that fell out of the thing? No,
Yeah.
he moved. He was
I'm
fine.
telling- oh no, that was
the one who
not-
fell off the
Oh,
escalator.
that was not good. That was really disturbing to me.
Come
Because
on.
have you ever done that at a mall?
He gets up and walks
have you
away.
ever done that at a mall?
Fell off a
No, gone on
three-story
the
thing. No,
Gone on the. You've done that. You never like slid down.
I thought you've been fall.
No, I'm saying, have you ever slid down?
No.
Oh.
Who does
I feel
that?
like that's something I would have done. That was
You know what
just-
happens when you do that?
Yeah.
You fall and break your neck.
Yeah, but only in black and white, which is weird.
That's the security footage.
I know.
He got up, that kid.
I never even got to the point where I saw him get up.
No, that's why it's funny. If he died, I wouldn't have sent it. I didn't want to see. I don't like seeing
So
stuff like
as
that.
long as if he's permanently maimed, that's still comedy.
He moved, so his extremity. He wasn't paralyzed. I mean, he might have.
Who's
you know,
Stephen Hawking moved?
Nah, he moved better than him. He did.
All
He
right.
moved.
I wouldn't mind following up. To
That's
see-
probably, you know something? That's probably why I get the friggin' accident shit. Because I said that. Now that I think about it.
So I guess it does know when you.
I like falls.
When
don't
you
get me
press
wrong.
share. Is
What
that what you
about the
do?
ones with when the older people are like
That was
one
good.
gets up, falls
That
down.
was
his
good. I
foot.
feel like that sometimes.
I know the guy that falls into his car. He's like, oh,
No, he's
that's
leaving the
best.
front door.
Yeah,
He
just goes out.
That
His
was
drink
good.
goes up, and
That
he
was
just
good.
takes the header into the
The
car.
thing that I'm starting to realize, though, and so I was on Twitter last night, like just going through things that we might be able to like repost, right? Because we clearly don't have a lot of content right now. And like a couple of the accounts are like, you know, incredible things, incredible videos. Like with AI and with like people staging things.
Can't believe anything
I'm not
anymore.
sure whether they're real or not.
My daughter said that. I was like, "Can this be real?" She's like, "No." Well, the first one I saw was like Austin Matthews saying how bad.
Don't know who lost him. I mean,
He's a hockey player. And
Okay.
he was just saying how bad, like the Dallas was.
And there's no
And I'm
way.
looking at him like, he just said Dallas sucks, and the Cowboys are worse. Did he? He's like, no, Dad, it's AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then after that, I saw a million of them. Like they do it. They do
So
it with
how bad does
Belichick's
that
voice
stink, though?
on the radio. They play
Yeah.
Belichick's voice saying all kinds of crazy shit.
I mean, that just stinks that you can't trust anything
I know.
anymore.
Well, they had a thing with Hollywood where they had to sign a contract. They wanted to not pay actors and actresses for their likeness if it were an AI created image.
Yeah.
And they had to fight for it. That's crazy.
So, I guess it's okay. Like full disclosure, when we were working on intros for the podcast, there's a lot of AI services that will do audio, right? And so one of them, if you have a minute or long segment of someone talking, and it's got to be just them, you can plug that in. It'll train the voice, and then all of a sudden you can type whatever you want, and you can spit out that person's voice. And so I'm not going to say who it was, but there's like a rock star guy who's, you know, like if you're a fan of them, you would know them. I don't think it's like.
Why can't you say the name?
Because I ended up downloading it and I don't want to get in trouble. Do you know what I'm saying? So I thought his voice was really cool, and I thought it would be a cool.
Didn't they do that with a Drake song?
What is beeping right now? Is that you,
Sorry.
Ricky? Can't you see?
Listen, you want to be real on the podcast, right? That's what you get for real on the podcast. You get my friggin' phone blinking.
Yeah. So I just thought I heard his voice on a commercial, and I'm like, you know what? That would be a very interesting. It would be an interesting voice. So I found a YouTube video where he was talking for more than a minute. I plugged it in.
Was it James Earl Jones?
It was not.
Okay.
It was not. Oh, that would be really awesome.
Was it Morgan Freeman?
Were either of them rock stars? No, I just said they were in a band.
Oh, Rockstar. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was listening.
and
Really.
when I went to download it, it said, like, I had to click, like, do you have the, like, rights to this person's voice? And I didn't. But I did it anyways, right?
They're coming to get you.
No, because I never used it. But we didn't use it. But
They're like Napster.
But here's the other cool thing that had. So not only can you type it in, and then it takes the text and it like intonates the way it thinks it should. You can also record your voice. So like, let's say you want to, like, let's say you're like, get out of the building. It's on
Trying
fire.
to figure out what internet eats.
Right. No, so like, think about like, wow, that's probably an easy one because so like, get out of the building. It's on fire. Or get out of the building. It's on fire. So if I record that, it takes that however way I've said it. Oh, it's my phone? Okay, it's Joe. It's Joe D. Oh, I think the Broncos won.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So we are in an old man softball league where we live,
shit.
and a team that
31-8.
is only what, 2 years old or 3 years old?
I go 3.
3 years old. Just won it all. Not that you care. But there's
Me?
probably like, what, 250 people in our town. that
Once
care.
we're out, I'm out. I'm out.
That's a good point. That's a good point. No, so to go back, not only can you type in stuff, and they do have like voices, but if you didn't, care about breaking the law, it's way easy to get someone famous voice. Boom. I don't know.
They'll figure it out if you get big enough.
I
Nobody
would love
cares
to have
unless
that problem.
You're right. So nobody cares. Let's get Morgan Freeman.
To our 5 listeners,
Let's get Morgan Freeman. I like
of
it.
which
Plus.
2 of them are Ricky and I, and 3 of them are our dogs. I don't know. Did we finished the story about the printer. Talked
Brenner?
about-
Yeah. And
You never really said what you. Well, you kind of said what your dog.
Well, my dog just destroys everything. I'll
Right.
show pictures.
So what's the last thing he destroyed?
My hat? He ate it,
That sucks.
and it was my favorite hat. But I get more hats.
Did you leave it in
I
a
wear
spot?
hats every day.
Did you leave it in a spot that you shouldn't have?
Yeah, on a counter that my other two short ass dogs could never reach.
That's
But
your
all of a
problem.
sudden we forget that this guy can
should
get everywhere.
You should have had 3/4 Pomsky.
We knew he was gonna be. We got him. We got the special discount on him.
All right, I'm gonna press stop.